It's transfer time, and we're going to start off with our Aussies Abroad because there's a really exciting move on the cards here for Ellie. Carpenter, the Matildas star, is on her way to Chelsea from Lyon. A 4-year deal with Chelsea, obviously going to be linking up with fellow Matildas star Sam Kerr. There has been so much talk around Nectar Triantis over the past few weeks. Obviously a fantastic season for Hibs last campaign. Thanks to AusFootHQ on X for sharing this. According to Scott Burns, Portsmouth, Blackburn Rovers and St Pauli are all keen on Nectar Triantis, so some fascinating clubs linked with the player there. But this other update from Scott Burns during the week suggests that Nectar Triantis could be looking to stick around at Sunderland. Sunderland will be in the English Premier League this season. It'd be fantastic to see Triantis playing at Sunderland. If Nectar Triantis has an opportunity here to be playing in the English Premier League, look, it might not be regular minutes. If he can feature in some way, I'm sure he'd like the opportunity to stick around at Sunderland. And there's been some news on Socceroos captain Matty Ryan. As we talked about last week, he's recently departed his club in France. This week he's been linked with a possible return to FC Copenhagen. Apparently FC Copenhagen is in dialogue with Matthew Ryan. This could mean a comeback to Copenhagen for Ryan. FC Copenhagen's priority is crystal clear. A new first keeper needs to enter the summer transfer window, and preferably soon. And that's the positive thing as well. We want Matty Ryan to be playing regular minutes. We remember, a year ago he was at AS Roma. Fantastic club for him to be at, a big club in Italy, but he just wasn't playing minutes. And we want our Socceroos stars, especially just less than a year out from the World Cup, to be playing regular football, and he could get those minutes at Copenhagen. Bit of news at Western Sydney Wanderers from this past week. Philip Kankar returns to the club after spending some recent years at Newcastle Jets to strengthen the back line there for Western Sydney Wanderers. They have also brought in Central Coast Mariners striker Alu Kowal. Kowal will obviously be linking up with his former head coach Alan Stajic. The two were at Central Coast Mariners a number of years ago, so those two reuniting once again, this time at Western Sydney. And according to Football Fever AU, Anthony Pantanzopoulos, Wanderers centre-back, 22 years of age, is apparently the subject of a transfer move to a team in the English Championship or Polish First Division. Apparently there is also speculation that his management prefers an MLS club. It was a real breakout season at Western Sydney Wanderers for Anthony Pantanzopoulos. His partnership with Teague at the back there for Western Sydney Wanderers was fantastic, and considering his age, 22 years of age, a lot of potential there. And look, maybe that explains the move to bring Kankar in there at Western Sydney Wanderers. Potentially they are aware of this interest for Pantanzopoulos, and maybe that is why they did bring back Kankar. And Wanderers have been strengthening their A-League women's team. Talia Yunus has re-signed for the upcoming campaign, as well as Ina Harada. A couple big departures from Melbourne Victory. First of all, Matildas forward Emily Gielnik is on her way to Mexico to join up with CF Monterrey. Meanwhile, one of the top midfielders in the A-League last season, Ryan Teague, has secured a move overseas. A few weeks ago, we talked about how there were links with him and Wrexham and a couple clubs in Belgium. He has made the switch to Belgium. KV Mechelen is the destination for Ryan Teague. Again, it's just another one of these fantastic young Aussie players securing a move over to Europe, and hopefully he gets regular minutes over there in Belgium. And this week, Melbourne Victory announced the loan signing of Franco Lino, who returns to the club. A good signing for Victory. Lino left the club a few years back, returns to Victory here, and you'd imagine he'll be the first choice starting left back going forward with the recent departure of Casey Boss, who's heading off to Germany. Franco Lino, a young defender with a lot of potential, and it'll be great to see him get some regular minutes here in the A-League. Busy week at Brisbane Roar. First of all, they have announced the departure of Waleed Shaw, who was at the club for just the past year, but Michael Roos has joined the club. This is Michael Roos's fourth A-League club. He spent time at Macarthur FC, Central Coast Mariners, Western United, and now finds his way to Queensland. Brisbane also announced the departure of goalkeeper Matt Acton, who was there for the past few years. And according to journalist Veronica Eggleton, Brisbane Roar may well have found a new goalkeeper for the new season. Dean Bazanis could be on his way back to the A-League. It says here that 10 News Queensland understands that Dean Bazanis will be unveiled next Monday as Brisbane Roar's new number one. So an interesting move there for the Roar. More key re-signings for Melbourne City this week. We've been speaking about recently how they've been doing a really good job of retaining some of their top players from the past season. Obviously, they went the entire regular season without losing a game, and their star striker, Holly McNamara, has re-signed for the upcoming campaign. Matilda striker as well. This is a fabulous re-signing for Melbourne City. And they've strengthened their midfield as well. Letitia McKenna will also be sticking around for the next 2 seasons. Meanwhile, for the A-League men's men's team, Jimmy Jego has announced his retirement from professional football. 14-year professional football career. He's enjoyed a fantastic career. Jimmy Jego obviously spent time at a couple A-League clubs, the Socceroos as well, and he's called time on his pro career here. We wish Jimmy Jego all the best with the future. Last week, it was announced that Western United striker Noel Botic has finally secured a move overseas. He's joining FK Austria Wien. A really exciting move for Noel Botic. We've spoken about him a lot in recent weeks. There's been a lot of clubs that he was linked with in recent weeks, but he's making the move to Austria. Great opportunity and platform here. Hopefully he gets regular minutes and the goals start flowing for him, and who knows, a strong season in Austria could see him make a charge for the World Cup squad next year. And it's two strikers departing Western United in the past week. As mentioned earlier, Michael Roos on his way to Brisbane Roar from Western United. And more departures announced from John Aloisi's team this week. James Donachie, Kane Vidmar, Rami Najarine and Riku Danzaki all depart Western United. And a string of departures at Perth Glory this week as well. Tasmota Kudus, Yudo Misao, Takuya Okamoto and Hiroki Aoyama have all departed the West. But they have secured one of their young stars, Will Freeney, who had a bit of a breakout season last year. He'll be sticking around at Glory for another 2 years. 3 big departures at Macarthur FC this past week as well. They have already made some fantastic signings so far this transfer window. Anthony Caceres recently arriving at the Bulls, but Marin Jakalic is set to depart the club. This is a big loss for Macarthur SC. Marin Jakalic had the most amount of combined goals and assists last year in the A-League men's competition. He was fantastic for the Bulls off that left wing, so it is a huge loss. But not only that, Saif Eddine Cowie and Kevin Bolly have also departed the club. Both those guys arrived mid-season last campaign. Central Coast Mariners have announced the departure of Mikael Doko, who I think was easily Mariners' best player and what was a disappointing season for them last campaign. He has joined Ventforet Kofu in the J2 League on loan. Mariners state here that it is a 12-month loan. According to Ventforet Kofu's website, there's information there suggesting that it's a 6-month loan set to expire at the end of December. So we'll keep an eye on what happens there in regards to what the truth is in regards to the length of the loan. Mariners here have said it is a 12-month loan, which means that Mikael Doko will be missing for the Mariners for the entirety of next season. It's one of the worst kept secrets in the A-League in recent weeks. Max Burgess has confirmed his move to Newcastle Jets. This is a good move for Max Burgess, who obviously I think we're all disappointed to see that he just wasn't given any opportunity at Sydney FC last season, despite having some really good years for the Sky Blues. Arriving at Newcastle Jets under new head coach Mark Milligan, I'm sure he's set to get plenty of minutes this season at the Jets. While according to James Gardiner, Richard Nkomo, 18-year-old defender, is understood to be in line for a scholarship at the Newcastle Jets. Nkomo, a youngster currently at Western Sydney Wanderers. Sydney FC have acquired a new goalkeeper for the upcoming A-League women's season. 24-year-old American shot stopper Heather Hines arrives on a 1-year deal, and they have also recruited Amelia Casa from rivals Western Sydney Wanderers. Wellington Phoenix have been building a strong squad for the upcoming A-League women's season, and they have secured the services of Emma Main for the next 2 seasons, while there's a trio of departures at their A-League men's team. Stefan Kolakowski, Chico Geraldez, and Dublin Boone have all departed to the Phoenix. Make sure to stay subscribed so you don't miss our weekly transfer updates. Thanks guys for tuning in. My name's Lockie, and I'll see you in the next one.